Hi, it's T with Teaquilts, and we're here today to do the Quilter's Patch Sew Along. We're actually on month 3, and so I am going to give you your assignment for this month. For month 3, if you look on the back cover, it will tell you what blocks you're supposed to make every month if you're doing it as a sew along or a block of the month. In actuality, we're doing more than one block of the month. For month 3, we are doing the Sidewalk and Log Cabin Roses block, which is on page 20, and the Petunias block, which is on page 24. If you are interested in seeing the previous 2 months assignments, I have a video playlist for the Quilter's Patch, so I will give you that link up in the eye above. Just click on that eye, it'll take you to the playlist. So the first block that we're working on today is the Sidewalk and Log Cabin Roses block on page 20. And again, I'm not going to give you cutting information or how to piece this block together because you can purchase the book. I actually purchased my Quilter's Patch book from Connecting Threads. At the time, they had it for 40% off. I've been told by others that they've gotten their books from Joann Fabrics and they were able to use a 40, 50, or 60% off coupon. If you didn't know, you can now use coupons at Joann's. So here is the block that we're working on this month. And one thing I did note in the leaves, they use 2 fabrics for the leaves, and you kind of make like half square triangles. And what I decided to do, because I wanted more scrappy, I decided to use more greens than the 3. They asked for 3 green prints in the quilt, and I actually ended up using 6 green prints. So this block is sewn together just like the other blocks in this series, so I am not going to actually tape me sewing. On my design wall, I have the fabrics that I have chosen for this block. I have chosen yellow, orange, and purple for my log cabin flowers, and then various different greens instead of just the 3. They actually wanted you to cut those half square triangles into 2 squares, one from 2 different prints. But I decided to cut the half square triangles from 4 different fabrics, so I actually cut 4 squares, cut them in half, and I'm only using half, so I have a waste of a half. And then my stems, they're actually supposed to be the same fabric, but I'm using 2 different fabrics there. The gray up on top next to the log cabin pieces are for my Sidewalk units, and then I have my background scattered on the display board as well. So I will sew some of this together. I may come back with a completed block, but if I find anything different in the piecing, I will come back and share that with you. I'm back with my completed block, and I really enjoyed piecing this one. I didn't have a whole lot of flip corners. We only had 4 on this block, so it was actually pretty fast to piece it together. Just some tips when I'm making my blocks is I do not press my blocks with an iron until it's completely put together. I actually finger press in between each seam. And if you press your fabrics with starch before you cut them, then they already have some sizing in them, so they press pretty easy for me. And also in your Sidewalk fabrics, she told you to cut 12 of those, and I think she was just trying to collapse the cutting. You actually only need 11 of the Sidewalk pieces. And I knew that when I was cutting, so I only cut the 11 that I needed. And that's it for this block. I will start cutting for my Petunias block, and I will come back when I'm ready to sew. I'm back, and I've cut my second block, my Petunias block, and I just wanted to show it to you before we start. It's actually a double pinwheel block. that's used for the flowers, and then of course you have your stem and your leaves. So now let me show you what fabrics I've chosen. For my flowers, on the left I have chosen 3 red fabrics, 3 different red fabrics, and then for my accents I chose 3 different accent fabrics. In the book they just used 1 accent fabric. And then my middle, I'm hoping you can see my triangles there. That's my background. I do not have all the pieces up for my background because it is so many pieces and I did not want to get them all out of order. And for my leaves, I needed 2 different sizes of squares. For my leaves, I have a whole lot of those, but I'm only showing you 2. And then my 3 stems, they're all different sizes in the block. And I decided not to use any green fabric in this block more than twice. So I'll just go ahead and show you how this flower starts out. And you are actually making blocks that are almost hourglass, but you're missing that 4th piece. So it's a 3-piece square. So you sew your background and accent. Make sure that they're all facing the same direction, that your background is on your left and your accent is down on the bottom. And then you're going to sew those 2 pieces together and then add in your final half square triangle piece to the 2-piece unit. So you're going to do that 4 times for each one of your flowers. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew my block together. There's nothing else complicated about this block. It's just a matter of knowing what size your pieces are. So I would encourage you to mark your pieces, and I'll see you when I get this block completed. I'm back with my final block, and this one went pretty easy too. The only thing is, make sure you have some contrast between your middle flower and your left flower, because I didn't, and they kind of blend in, but I'm okay with that too because flowers in a natural garden will also blend in a little bit. So just make sure that you have some contrast between your middle fabric and your left fabric. So I have my 2 blocks completed. I will add any new blocks that I've received from any of the subscribers at the end of this video. If you have participated in this block of the month and have blocks you'd like for me to share or a completed quilt, please email it to me at teaquilts@teaquilts.com, or you can upload it to the Facebook Teaquilts group or download the file and upload it in my next monthly installment. Also, I forgot to mention that this quilt does have templates, and the reason why I didn't mention that because I had no intention of purchasing those templates. We're getting really close to where you may need templates in the next 2 months or so. So if you're interested in getting the templates, I advise you to just Google Quilter's Patch templates, and you can get a list of places that have them, and then you can check to see which one is cheaper at that time. So I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.